Hello, my name is Dr. Stephen Myers, and today I want to talk about slings and sling stones. Of course, the most famous story about this is David versus Goliath in 1 Samuel 17. And we want to look at the different kinds of sling stones, sizes, shapes, and slings. Now, the story of David and Goliath takes place in the valley of Elah. And here we have a picture I took standing on Azekah and looking out over the valley. There's a stream that runs down through there. And I hear that they dump a lot of stones there because tourists come by and want to pick up a stone just like David. You can't see the stream below there, but there is one. And this is where they camped out, and the big battle between David and Goliath was fought. From that previous picture, you can turn around. I turned around and took this picture here of Azekah. Way at the top there is where they had their fort there and buildings there at Azekah. Here we have three different types of sling stones. The biggest one would be the type that David would have used. So it's a big one that just fits in your hand. And they would use the big size stones at the time of David. And then there's smaller clay stones that they would just shatter and fall apart if they hit something. And then there's the smaller, real tiny ones that are made out of lead, and that's the later time period, especially the time of the Greeks. So there's these different types of stones and material that were used in making sling stones. There was a big battle at Lachish around 701 BC, and you can see the way going up to Lachish there, and then on the right is they built a ramp up to it so they can breach the wall, the Assyrians, and take Lachish. This battle of the Assyrians against Judah at Azekah is immortalized in the Lachish reliefs that are found in the Assyrian palace that tell the story of Assyria's victory over the kingdom of Judah during the siege of Lachish about 701 BC. And these decorate the southwest palace of Sennacherib in the city of Nineveh, which was the capital of Assyria for a time. And here, this is maybe about over 10 years ago there at the British Museum. There's a whole room just dedicated to the Lachish reliefs. Here's a close-up of part of the Lachish reliefs here. And these are the Assyrians, and they're slinging stones here. And this gives you a good idea of what they were doing. And we think that they were slinging them around the side, not over their heads, but to the side. On the left, smaller picture, we have the Assyrians attacking Lachish, one of the main towers there. And then on the right, we have a close-up of the Judahites. And you can see they're throwing stones. Right here, you can see them. They don't have a sling, they're just throwing the stones down at the Assyrian army. And we have an archer. And then over here, they have a battering ram that they're going to try to ram into the wall and make a breach in the wall here. And here's where they built up a causeway where they can get up to the top there and try to breach. Now these things right here, you can't see them too good, are like bundles of straw that they set on fire and throw them down on the enemy to try to set this on fire. And then if you got really good eyes here, there's a big like spoon pouring water down on the fire from these torches. Here are some of the sling stones that they discovered during excavation there at the main gate of Lachish. This was still in the same main room there in the British Museum. And they made a sling of what they thought one of the slings would have been made out of, and a number of sling stones. Of course, they're not all the same size. They vary in size and shape, and you try to make it as round as possible so they will fly through the air easy. Here are some very small ancient Greek lead sling stones or sling bullets, and a number of these have engravings on them. They're very small, and the one on the left has a thunderbolt on it, and the one on the right has an inscription that says, "Take that." It reminds me of during like World War II. They would write on the bombs that they were sending down. And in ancient times, they would write on these small lead bullets. Not all of them have writing on them. And some of them, what they would do was they would drill holes in these lead bullets, and when they would sling them through the air, it'd make a weird sound and scare the enemy. Now we come down to the Roman times. Here's on Trajan's column. This is just a cast of it in the Albert Museum in London. And you have to look closely to see here. It looks a big stone there and a smaller rope around it and to sling it. And this gives you another idea of the slings and sling stones. Here we come to Masada, and they did find sling stones at Masada. Down here you can see the Romans were encamped here against Masada. Here you can see the different sizes and stones, sling stones that were found at Masada, so they vary quite a bit in size and shape. They also found huge catapult stones that the Romans would hurtle at the people there at Masada, defending it. And according to Josephus, they finally committed suicide rather than be taken by the Romans. But here you can see some of the big, huge catapult stones there at Masada. I want to show you now how you can make your own sling and sling stones here that I've made myself, and I want to show you how to do it. Let's look at the stones first, and David would have used a big stone about the size of a tennis ball, maybe bigger, that he would have used. And I just made this out of mortar mix. You can just buy in the store and then just shape it into a round ball here. Of course, when it sets, it sort of makes a flat at the bottom here. But you can make your own big sling stones like David would have found in the brook. I got the fast drying type of mortar cement mix, so it dry fast. Then there are the clay ones, and I would just get clay from like Michael's. The ones that dry in the air. The other type of clay you have to like bake, but I got the kind that you just form and let it dry. And what I did was I used a scooper and just scooped up the clay in an ice cream scooper like this here to make it about this size, so they're a lot smaller. Then the other one here, I just bought an original one and made a mold of it. But these would be, this is made out of resin. Making them out of lead. Lead isn't very good to handle, so I would stay away from the lead, but you can make one like this as well. Now for the sling, what I did is I got leather. You can get leather from like Michael's, or Tandy has a lot of leather. And then I just made a plate where I can just put it on and just draw it on the leather, what I want to do, the size, or if you're good, you can just cut it out yourself. And then so I cut it out, and then it's best to use one of these hole makers for the leather. Regular to punch a hole, or if you can make a hole with a nail or something, but for me it's just easier to get a leather hole punch a hole, so you have one on each side of it here in the leather, and then that's where you put your string through. You can get this, you can get it at Walmart or Michael's. I think it's like hemp or jute that you can get, and I made it like 52 inches long, or made it you can make it as long as you want, and then I double it up and put one so it's even, and then I put it through the hole, and then I just twist these around and then tie it at the end for both sides there. I guess you can also use leather. That this can break easy. It comes in a spool. And then somebody else made this. They knitted it. So if you're good at that, you can knit one, and then you leave a hole here at the end, and then you put the string through it, and sort of you double it, put one end through and make it even, and then you twist it around, and then you tie it at the end here. If I can get it so you can see it here. Not very good there, but you tie it at the end, and you have your sling. Now I put up you can buy a target and you put it on the wall or someplace, and you can practice seeing if you can hit the bullseye. And if you're going to do it with children, I suggest you don't use these heavy stones, but get like wiffle ball or plastic ball that won't hurt if they sling it and hit somebody or something. So I got that, so kids could practice with that, with just a plastic ball that won't hurt if it hits something. So hopefully that was helpful, and you can make your own sling stones and sling. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and if you have any comments, list your comments below. I have my writings are on academia.edu. I also have a website at bibleandscience.com, and I have many other videos that you can watch on the YouTube channel here. So thank you very much for watching.